welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you some baby sign language. So I am in no way an expert. I just want to start off by saying that I'm not ASL certified or anything like that. I'm not fluent, but I did grow up around sign language. My church actually had a group that we would interpret the songs before the service, so I did that. Again, not fluent at all, but whenever I heard that you could use baby signs to help implement communication and things like that, I was so interested because I love sign language. So I really looked into it, and we did these with my daughter, and they helped tremendously because 6 months old, they're not going to be able to say all these big words, but they want things and they're opinionated and they want things, and this just helps not to have so many tantrums or things like that because they're able to get their point across in a way that they're actually physically able to do it. So it's not so frustrating for them. We started introducing these signs at 6 months. That's kind of when I realized that it was the thing. And that's also when we started introducing food to my daughter. And so it was perfect timing because we started doing signs that were food related. And again, it helped so much with her not being frustrated because she was able to kind of communicate with us at a level that she was able to do it. So definitely recommend starting this when you start food. I think that they say 6 to 8 range is usually when they recommend that you start introducing these signs, but 8 to 10 month range is really when you start seeing them maybe actually do some of the signs. My daughter she did more really quickly. She was maybe 6.5, maybe close to 7 months old. So she did it early, but she's kind of always been ahead of the curve on communication. That's always been her strongest point. So definitely think that she did it early, but just make sure, it is kind of frustrating. I think we did it for about 3 weeks before we actually saw her do a sign. So just make sure that you keep going with it. I promise they will be able to do it. At some point they're gonna do it and it will help. So just keep working on it. But anyway, I'm about to show you these signs. I have 12 for you. They're all basic signs, things that we did with my daughter, or there's a couple that I wish that I had done in hindsight, so I will be doing those with my son. But anyway, so just keep watching if you want to see those signs. Also, don't forget to subscribe. I post motherhood related videos like this every single Friday, and then I also post cleaning and organizational videos if I can talk, on Mondays. So be sure and subscribe, hit like if you like this, and comment down below if you want to see any other baby signs other than this. So just keep watching. Thanks. Okay, the first sign I have for you guys today is the sign for more. This was really helpful for food, and that was the main place that we used it. But you're going to take your hands like this, your fingers all together, and you do them together. My daughter started out doing this with fists, and we praised her and we're like, wow, great job, you did it. And then we just kept doing the sign correctly, and then eventually she was able to do that. So that's kind of difficult, I think, when they're really little to do this, because it was the first sign that she did. So she was I think she was 6.5 months old. She started picking them up a little bit earlier than normal, which was great. But anyway, so it was a little bit hard for her to do this. So if they get close to it, just make sure that you yes, well done, good job, you're doing it. And then they'll continue to do it more because then they're realizing they're getting what they want, they're communicating, and that's what makes it such a great, wonderful thing. The next sign that I have for you is all done. We also used this with food, obviously, and that is to put your hands palms facing you, and then you just flick them out. My daughter, so you go like this, that's the motion. My daughter kind of started out doing this. She knew that it was something with her hands, but she couldn't quite figure out the wrist motion. So she did this. So we kind of actually, to be quite honest, kind of started doing this with her. But this is the actual sign, is for all done. The next one we have is please. You can use this for food, but this really goes with so many different things. And it's great to start teaching them how to be, polite and things like that. And then I actually can still use this for my toddler. If she's looking the other way, I'll say please, So it's really cool because we still use it, and she's almost 3. But anyway, that one is you make a circular motion right around your shoulder. So this is please. And again, some of these circular motions are hard when they're little. So my daughter did back and forth, but eventually now she can do circular motions. The next one that I have for you guys is thank you, and that is to touch your palm to your lips and move your hand straight out. That is thank you. It also is a sign for you're welcome. So if your daughter says thank you, you can say you're welcome, or son. Another sign that I have for you is milk, and that is to you squeeze your hand like this, like kind of like you're squeezing a cow's udder is what I heard. But anyway, so this is milk. When we started this, my daughter was still breastfeeding, but she also, since we had started food, which is why we started doing the signs, she was also starting to drink a little bit of water. So we had a separate sign for drink, and that is to just do this, like you're holding a cup and pouring it in your mouth. Drink. So we did those different. And then help. Help is something that I wish that I had used. I kind of, at the very end, started doing it, but that was right when she started kind of talking, and so she basically just said help. But this is one of those, in hindsight, I wish that I had done that, because I think it would have made a big difference, and for whatever reason, I did not think to do the word for help. But the sign for help is you have one hand out like this, and the other is like a thumbs up, and you just go straight up, and that is help. The next one that I have is hurt. This one's really good. One of the biggest communication things that I thought was the most helpful was when my daughter was able to tell me if she was actually hurting or where something hurt. So hurt is a really good one. You take 2 index fingers like this and you just hit them together twice. So that one they can start telling you if they're, if they fell, if they're just scared, or if they actually hurt. Does it hurt? Does it hurt? And then they can tell you. Another good one is sleep, if they're sleepy, and that is to do your palm to your face and then pull it down into a fist. So they're sleepy. And then another good one is book. This one, you have your hands like this and you just open it like a book. So if they're wanting to do an activity, sometimes they'll say book. And then the last 2 kind of go together. The sign for mommy is your hand all fingers out, and you just touch your forehead with your thumb. That's for mommy. And then the next one that goes with it is for daddy, and that is the same thing, but you touch your chin. So if they're really needing something and they can't say mommy or daddy yet, mommy and daddy. So that's it. I hope that these signs helped you guys, and I hope that you start using them with your kids. It really helped us a lot, and I did have kind of a question if it would maybe delay her speech a little bit, if she felt like she could, communicate in this way. And I've heard a lot of people have asked that knew that we did sign language, and the answer is no. She learned to speak so fast. She's always been way ahead of kind of the normal range of when kids start saying words, and I kind of feel like this maybe helped speed her along. It definitely didn't hinder it in any way. If anything, it just taught her to communicate a lot faster, because she was, too little to say these big words, but by doing the motion, she was able to get what she wanted and kind of clicked the dots of, if I say this, I get this, communicating, oh, this is a really cool thing. So I definitely would recommend this 100%. I will definitely do this with all of the kids that I have. Not saying I'm gonna have a ton, but anyway, this is gonna happen with my son for sure. But I definitely would continue to say the words. Make sure that you are saying the words when you do the signs, so that they are seeing the words, they're seeing the signs, and they're getting the communication of it. So my daughter, her first one, like I said earlier, was more, and then she started signing this first, and then she started saying it after a while, because we would always say more. Do you want more, or are you all done? Do you want more or all done? And then she'd start going more. And then after a while, she's just kind of dropped the sign and started speaking. So we did this for as long as it made sense for her. And then, like I said, every now and then I will bring out the please and thank you for her. But she got all of the signs and she started talking great. And this is super helpful. So anyway, I hope this helps you guys. And let me know down in the comments if you want to see any more signs, like things that maybe are a little bit more fancy and not so basic. But also let me know if you guys have tried this and if it worked for you as well. And be sure and subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed it. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.